Tonight, a growing problem at the border. Two administration officials tell NBC News over 3,200 unaccompanied migrant children are being detained in Border Patrol facilities not designed for kids. Nearly half are being held over the 72 hours allowed by law. That number exploding from nearly zero last month. Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas recently told us they need more space after President Biden reversed Trump policy that had kept unaccompanied children out because of COVID.
We are building the capacity that we need to in order to address the needs of the children.
Because of crowding, children are not being transferred out of Border Patrol facilities to shelters fast enough. Today, the Republican governor of Texas blasting President Biden.
This crisis is a result of President Biden's open border policies. It invites illegal immigration.
Meanwhile, as we saw last week in Tijuana, most migrants who were kept out under former President Trump are still blocked under President Biden.
They keep saying, don't come to the border, stay home.
The vast majority of people have been in Tijuana for at least a year. Less than 10% of the people are recent arrivals.
DHS and the UN project a record number of arrivals here at the border in 2021. That's on top of the challenges the Biden administration is already facing here at the border tonight.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.